Today, it is all about the little unicorns. Look at this little cute little unicorn ducky. That's what we're talking about. Fun handbags that I have in my collection that I feel they are the unicorns, as well as some unicorns that got away. And maybe one day I would love to add these bags into my collection. So stay with me so you can find out my choices for the unicorn bags. Hello amigos, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for yet again another bag tag. Seriously, bag tag season is just continuing. For today's video, we are talking about the unicorn bags in our collection, or the ones that we would love or dream about to maybe one day own. And I was tagged again by the lovely my Latina amiga, Miss Nancy Carnes. And this was another, I think, re-emerged tag begun by Jolie Loves It and her, and of course, Jackie from Jack's Bag Attack. I went ahead and did a live. So of course, you know, with them share, they did a live sharing their top unicorn picks. And I'll put the information down below in the description box, as well as a link to their video, so you can be sure to check them out. We're gonna have some fun and talk about some bags. And I found this little unicorn ducky. We went to Duck Donuts yesterday after Hubs had her surgery a couple of days ago, and so just as a little treat, we went to go have dinner. And next door there's a Duck Donuts, and so they had a ton of variety of ducks. And I happened to find this one unicorn. This was the only unicorn ducky in the plethora of ducks that they had there on display that you could purchase. And I said, well, I gotta take him. And he's gonna be a part of the little unicorn collection for today. Isn't he precious? Another little fun novelty unicorn that I feel qualifies as far as what I have in my collection in the Camochica closet. I have this really fun Care Bear that is a 40th anniversary. Back in the 80s, Care Bears were huge. And look at him, isn't he cute? He comes with his own little, of course, like certificate for the anniversary. But isn't he precious? He just has the really fun, like, unicorn colors. He's just shimmery and glittery and just squeezable and plush. He has a really pretty little heart, like in a chrome purple. And it's just so cute. My dad would buy me Care Bears when I was a kid. And so when I saw this one, I just absolutely love it. I still have my original one somewhere in the garage, but they have the little 40th anniversary. And of course, the Care Bears, if y'all remember, they had the little corazoncito, the little heart here on the back, on their little bum, on the little booty. But he's so cute. Isn't he precious? I just thought he was so cute that I wanted to share him with you, because he is fun and colorful as what we would expect with a unicorn, but he's just rare and special, and thought it would be precious. Before I share my unicorn handbags, let's go ahead and chit chat and talk about the handbags that I feel they are unicorns. That of course, these were handbags that at the time when they were released, I was nowhere, you know, with the financial stability that I have now to where I could splurge on handbags. And so let's go over those fun ones. Dior, of course, I remember it because of, you know, Lady Diana, and you would see her, you know, carrying the beautiful, you know, handbags and just being so, you know, statuesque, right, with just how the way she presented herself and just dressed and everything about her. And I remember in a magazine seeing this release from Dior that just made my mouth drop, and I thought it was so beautiful and different. And these were saddle bags from Christian Dior. And these saddle bags, they were an anniversary limited edition that were designed by John Galliano, and they were from the different themes of like the countries. And there were two handbags from the variety of saddlebags that just caught my attention and that I thought they were the most beautiful. They were all gorgeous, but two in particular were the ones that I just absolutely love. And the first one that I fell in love with was the Mexico saddlebag, and I just loved the turquoise. The beautiful D with the turquoise stones on there. And then you had the CD on the side, again with turquoise, just the strap on it. It had all of this gorgeous turquoise stones, the CD on both sides, but you had the traditional Mexican serape. You had that serape print of the material on the handbag, and the two beautiful gold leather straps on the front of the handbag. The gold color just coordinated beautiful with the sarape that had the gold, the yellow, the red, the orange, the green, the navy. Oh my God, I would love to have this handbag in my collection. These pictures are just absolutely gorgeous. That one just stole my heart. Of course, traditional for me, for Latina. It is just, you know, that's a collector's piece for sure. For sure. And the second handbag that I loved from this particular release of the limited editions from Dior was the India saddlebag. The beautiful, vibrant pink, the fuchsia. It's not even just like a pink, it's a fuchsia. And the gold of the CD of the Christian Dior on the strap that has like, it looks like it's got green, like a malachite kind of a stone on the CD. And you just have the beautiful like floral embroidery or the design, and just the gold pops on it, just beautiful. And then look at this little chain that you have that connects to the D. It hangs from the flap, I guess, maybe from the handbag. And then you just have like the dangles on it, on that chain. It just is beautiful, because when you think of the jewelry from India, where it's just, you know, it has that design, it has those dangles, the gold, the richness of the gold from the jewelry. I mean, it's just a masterpiece. This is just like artwork at its finest, I think. So John Galliano designed 12 limited edition Dior saddlebags, with just, you know, inspirations from Mexico, China, and Russia. Those for sure are a unicorn handbag in anybody's. Those two handbags are a unicorn, whoever owns them. That is a unicorn handbag by far in anybody's handbag collection. That's just spectacular. And I would love to own one of those for sure. The next unicorn handbag is from Louis Vuitton. And I remember, again, this handbag came out in a magazine. I just thought this bag was exquisite, and I had never seen anything like it. I want to say this is another handbag that probably came out maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s. I can't remember the year, but it is called the Louis Vuitton Griet. Excuse my pronunciation, but it is an exotic. It is an ostrich alligator monogram canvas ombre with the top handle. But the red of the exotic is spectacular on this handbag. And I'm not one for exotics at all, not really, you know, to really have them in my collection. I love the look of them, but I remember the magazine article with this handbag, and I ripped it out, because at that time I was infatuated with red. I loved red. I still do, but I loved red handbags. And the red on here for the handles, you can see that it has the crocodile, and then of course you can see like the ostrich, I guess, on the side of it, like detailing it, where you see the handles, and then I guess on the strap on the front, you have a little bit of the detail of the tan of the ostrich, but then you have the red going down the center of the handbag, the red handles. And see, this is the type of closure that I love on a handbag, where it just snaps in, right? Not like the pochette métis where you have to mess with it. This is the type of handle that I love, where you can just, I just love this type of closure where it's easy, just slide it in and it, you know, clicks and it locks. But oh, this handbag, I know some people have an issue with exotics, but I sure as hell would make an exception for that handbag, because that is for sure a collector handbag for me, for being, I do love Louis Vuitton handbags. That is one that, man, I would love to have in my collection. I would love to have that handbag in my collection. If any of you guys ever see that out there on the resale market, please let me know. I would definitely be interested in it. Considering how much I spend for Hermes bags, yeah, it'd be nice to find that handbag and add this one into my collection from Louis Vuitton. Those for sure are the unicorn handbags from the past that I would love to have in my collection. But now let me share with you the handbags that I have in my collection that I feel are my unicorns, and they are special to me, and they're not ones that you normally see with other YouTubers or you know, in anybody's collection, they're a bit of my standouts for me personally, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and start with Coach. This is a handbag that I ended up buying because it was a unicorn in a sense, but it was really more so sentimental for me. To add this handbag in my collection, and this is one that I've never shared with anybody before, and you would not have even ever seen it in my background. And this is rather like kind of like a limited edition in a sense, because it was a re-release for like an anniversary edition. And so for those of you that are Coach historians, you can put it down in the chat, put a comment down below and let me know for sure, because I don't remember the year that I purchased this handbag. However, I originally purchased this exact same style back in 1995, and I am referring to a beautiful little style like this that is called the Coach Turn Lock handbag. And the reason why I ended up getting it is because in 1995 I have twin cousins and they graduated, and so one of the twins, I gave her this exact same style handbag in black back in 95, and I gave it to her as a gift. And then not too long ago, and that's why I'm thinking maybe it might have been 2016 or possibly 2017, when they happened to, right before they re-released like an anniversary limited edition. A few years ago, before they did the re-release, we were celebrating my cousin's confirmation. And so my cousin that I gifted the little Coach Turn Lock to, she was a madrina. She was the godmother. So of course, as mass is beginning, you have the godparents that are walking in with the confirmation candidate. I see my cousin walking in with the procession, and I happen to spot her using the little Coach Turn Lock handbag that I bought her, you know, like 20 something years ago in black. And it looked like, it still looked in excellent condition. She had it in really good condition, and I was choking up. I remember seeing her walking in, and I'm starting to choke up and tear up thinking, I can't believe she still has this handbag. And she did, and she still has it. But I love this color. So when they did another limited edition release, and I saw this color, I almost got the black, but I was like, no, let me go ahead and get a different color. But you know, as a sentimental purchase, I went ahead and got this one, and I just love the vibrancy of the purple. So of course you have the traditional turn lock, and it's still new. I have never used it. I have not had the heart to use it, but I knew I wanted to add it into my collection, and it's not going anywhere. This one will never be sold, but look, it's still all attached together. Look at this. But it's nice and roomy. Look at that. Everything is still in here. You have a back zipper. You have the back zipper, and of course your little Coach card, and you have a front pocket here. And what I loved was that it had this back pocket, and you could fit a phone in here, which is why I ended up getting it, because I was like, okay, if I do ever use it, I know I can slide my phone in the back. But it's just nice and long. It's nice and lightweight. It has an extremely long crossbody strap. We have the little Coach tag here that's been covered up, but you have this nice long strap. Look at that. I think it's all one link, but sentimental. The Coach Turn Lock. I think this is part of the Coach 1941 75th maybe anniversary release that they did, and they did it in a few colors, but I just remember I really liked the purple. This is a Coach handbag that I feel is a unicorn because of the sentimental reason for me purchasing this one. And Coach, the durability is there with the craftsmanship, the quality of the leather, and just the fact that my cousin still had it after all of these years. So it's vintage, her piece, because it's over 20 years that she's had it since I bought it for her in 1995. And just the fact that she still has it with her and still uses it. My next unicorn handbag for me is one that I have personally made it a unicorn handbag. Nobody else is going to have a handbag like this at all in their collection. And if you watched my Gucci collection video, you would have seen it. I'm referring to this Gucci handbag that is in, of course, the, you know, what do we call this? Like the ebony print and the brown traditional Gucci. And you, of course, you have the traditional red and green web strap. And you say, Laura, it just looks like a regular Gucci handbag, nothing special about it. No, there's nothing special on the back because it just looks like a regular Gucci handbag until you see the front side of the handbag. So of course here on the front you have the little Gucci little logo there, but I have unicorn or Gucci-fied this, Laura-fied this, zhuzhed it up with some very special Disneyland patches. And of course, this is the Disneyland D. So when you go to Disneyland and Disney World, it is a different D. This is the Disneyland D. And of course, this is the castle. So is it Cinderella for those of you that are experts in Disney? And I took it to a beautiful lady that is out in Houston, but she came into town and she can just zhuzh up any kind of article of clothing or handbag that you want or whatever. And I had bought these patches. I happened to buy these patches, and so then I took it to her, and she kind of put this leather piece on the edge so you can see like the gold, and then the gold just to, you know, bring out the actual patches. And she fell in love with it. She was like, where the heck did you get these patches? And I was like, Disney. But then she ended up going ahead and adding a little bit of the ribbon here, and then just some like turquoise beading. So I have that on the actual strap. So here you go. She didn't do it on all of it. I just said, just do it on part of it. So at least it kind of, when you're having it over my shoulder. But it's beautiful. It's special. It's a unicorn because nobody is going to have a handbag like this. And it's just fun. And so this is the handbag that I will wear when I do happen to go to the Disney parks. And I get a lot of compliments. The staff especially just are like, oh my God, I can't believe, you know, they're like, that's such a great idea to put patches on the handbag. And, you know, just thought it would be fun and different. And it's a great size handbag to carry, you know, all of my essentials. It's very, very lightweight. This handbag, the size and what I can fit in it, it's actually perfect to, you know, take to the parks and just have a lot of fun and something special. Nobody else in the park is going to have this handbag. So this is my beautiful little Disney Gucci unicorn handbag. The next two handbags are going to be very special, and they're not ones that normally kind of get shown, unfortunately, on YouTube. But I love Henry Bendel. Henry Bendel, I remember all of the stores that they had in Chicago, that they had in Houston, in Vegas. And I love going into the beautiful, beautiful Henry Bendel stores. And it's a shame that they closed it. And of course, Henry Bendel was a really, really good friend to Coco Chanel. And so he was the one that brought her over into the United States. And so his handbags, Chanel, we know Chanel is Coco Chanel for Chanel number 5 for her fragrances. Henry Bendel had a specific collection in his handbags that were the number 7. And I have a couple of handbags from the number 7 Henry Bendel collection that are super, super special. And I don't think I'll ever have the heart to let these go. And the ones that I am referring to are these two right here. And I have this beautiful black and then tan colored Henry Bendel, and you have the beautiful logo for Henry Bendel here on the front. And then this absolutely gorgeous, beautiful cream colored leather with the beautiful like animal print, and it's mohair. And they have the nice gold chain, long crossbody strap. Look at this. The leather on these handbags is buttery, buttery soft. And these are my unicorns because these are not ones that you are going to easily find out there, you know, I think on the resale market for Henry Bendel bags. These are the most special handbags that I have in my collection. And you have, is he walking a dog? The little Bendel girl. The little Bendel girl, she's walking the dog, which is what you would normally see. Like, it's nice and roomy. Like, it's the same size as a Chanel. It's like the same size as a Chanel mini handbag, like the rectangular. And both of the handbags have the long gold crossbody chain. It's not a strap chain. And so you can use it, you know, over the shoulder. You can use it crossbody. It works great on my frame. But this, oh my God, the leather on this. And you can see how it is just nicely stitched. You have the contrast stitching. I mean, you would think that this is Chanel quality leather, where like they were from the same place. And this is actually my bag of the day, which is probably, I can consider this like another unicorn, because it's very rare that you find like the two-tone handbags from Chanel, because here's the navy and then the black. And this of course, because it's lambskin, it feels just very ultra rich and soft. But the Henry Bendel leather feels softer than this. And this is just beautiful. Great for fall. Great for fall. But I couldn't let this one go. And these came from the Chicago Henry Bendel store. I was always calling those girls and like having them ship me bags, especially when they would go on sale. But this is gorgeous. It might have a little bit of wear on the corners from when I would wear it. And I had this actually in a larger, like a tote bag, and you could zip it slim or unzip it, and it would widen where you could fit a lot of stuff. And I remember selling that one off because I just didn't use it, and I just absolutely love this. And look at this, mira nomás. I have the matching wallet. I forgot I had the matching wallet for this one with the mohair. Same, roomy, and it'll probably fit more than my Chanel mini. And it has gorgeous silk, like, look at that, like a Merlot silk lining on the inside. If you've been on YouTube for a long time and Instagram, y'all know Saya from Frozen Luxury, and he and I were going back and forth a little bit the other day on Instagram because we were talking about a Louis Vuitton piece and that he was looking for. And so I was chatting with him, and I said, you know, every time I go into my room and I see my beautiful little Henry Bendel bags, I said, I always think of you because, of course, he worked at Henry Bendel for several years. But both of these are just my beautiful little Henry Bendel. I'm a Bendel girl, and they are truly my Bendel unicorn handbags. And hopefully one day I would like to change this chain out and get like this kind of a chain added into it. I just need to find the right person that'll do that for me. But yes, Laura for sure is a Bendel girl, and these aren't going anywhere for sure. Another unicorn handbag in my collection is going to be from Chanel. And of course, I love to have a walk because if I'm going to go to an event, I don't want to carry a large handbag, and you just want to make sure you fit within the requirements, especially if you're going to stadiums, you know, concerts, things like that. And this is by far one of my special walks that I have in my collection because of this beautiful, beautiful tweed. I remember this was released like in the, closer to the fall, like right before the fall season. But I love the colors of this handbag. You have the turquoise, the beautiful like raspberry, the white, the navy. My real style advisor, when she comes to get my consigned items, she's like, don't ever sell that one. She goes, the tweed on this one is fabulous, and it's a unicorn. It's a rarity to see this one, and it's just, you know, beautiful. And what I loved about this one, what sold me on this one, not only was the color of the tweed, but this cute little accent of the charm. And you have the little acorn and the leaf, and that just made this one special for fall. And just beautiful. The back pocket. Used this the other day because we went to of course we went to a rosary service for a dear friend of ours. But absolutely gorgeous. Great for fall. Goes well with my little plaid shirt, but beautiful. For sure, this is a unicorn piece for me in my collection, especially for the walks. I love a handbag that is going to be different, and especially when it has like two tones, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is a bag that I shared with you guys before, but this is my Chanel reissue in this beautiful blue color, of course, with the traditional little turn lock here for Chanel. But what made this one special, of course, was that it had this beautiful raspberry interior. I mean, the pop of this pink is what sold me. I've got this on Fashion File. The pop, you have the pop on the interior, the front pocket, the inside, and of course the little back pocket. This one is just gorgeous. Look at that. My Chanel reissue with this beautiful pop of pink. This is another gorgeous unicorn handbag. And the last Chanel handbag that I feel in my collection is a unicorn. This one was selling for like double the amount I remember when it came out, when it was released, and it was flying off the shelves and they were hard to get. And this was the Chanel 19, I want to say maybe S, and it was the iridescent pink. And it was just, everybody was going goo goo gaga, crazy for it. And thankfully, my Chanel SA in Vegas is the one that happened to have this one. And I ended up getting it in the jumbo size because of the fact that back then it was just a few $100s, you know, the difference in price. And I thought, for the price, let me just go ahead and go big or go home, right? And I love the iridescence of this handbag. I even had a wallet to match it. And I love the beautiful large size of the back pocket that it'll fit my phone. And I stick my phone in here, okay? You know, my handbags, I'm going to use them. So when I do use it, I do put my phone back here. So I love that it fits in it. Just gorgeous. Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I do keep her laying down, as my essays have recommended to me. So that way you don't get the, you know, the weird shape on the sides of like the bend. And just the beautiful CC. Turn lock in the front. I always keep like felt and protection. Of course, you have the inside. It's just beautiful and roomy, but absolutely gorgeous. All tonal 19 S iridescent pink. I absolutely love this handbag. This, you can wear it crossbody, but it is heavy. It's heavy to do it as a crossbody. So this is definitely an over the shoulder handbag, but I absolutely love this. I am just so happy that I'm so happy that I do have this one in my collection, and I love using this one for the spring and summer seasons. She's absolutely, absolutely gorgeous, and she's a treasure. She's for sure a Chanel unicorn in my collection. The final handbag in my collection that I feel is a unicorn is from Hermes. And this was a beautiful, beautiful handbag that I'm so glad my essay happened to reach out to my husband to try and surprise me with the offer for this handbag. And she knows what my favorite color is. And she said, hey, I have a handbag. Do you want it? And I am referring to my beautiful Hermes Bolide 25. And it is in the palladium hardware. And for 25, just so you can see that? Because I have on a bulky Rolex watch. You do have to, you can't just easily, you know, slide it on where you have room like on a 30 or a 35. So, but you can still get it through. You just need to be a little careful. However, what makes this one a unicorn is the interior. The interior is the Hermes Mauve Sylvester. So this is a Verso, and I have gloves in here because I was visiting my Hermes essay the other day, and he took out gloves for a handbag he was showing me. And of course you have the strap on the inside. So you have the beautiful chai colored strap with the palladium hardware, and just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pockets. And you have, I have a little clochette over here. Just absolutely gorgeous. Look at the interior of that. Look at the interior, just special. I think she offered us this handbag in 2022, and then barely last year she happened to have gotten a Pegasus in the solid Mauve Sylvester to go with my handbag, so that's why I have it on here. But then also on the clochette, you can see that it has the Mauve Sylvester on the inside. Isn't that precious? Absolutely gorgeous. This chai is absolutely, the chai is beautiful. Chai is absolutely one of my favorite browns because it's not as harsh as the gold. And the gold, of course, as I've said, it's too rusty. So this is just beautiful. So for me, it is a unicorn because it has my favorite Hermes color on the interior and the beautiful neutral chai color on the outside with the pop of the Mauve Sylvester with the clochette. She is special. She was a unicorn for sure when we got the offer because she was the only one in the United States at the time when the boutique received this one and they offered it to us. So absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. And she is currently, as of when I am filming this, the only Hermes unicorn handbag in my collection. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed seeing these other handbags in my collection that I hadn't shared with you before. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Don't forget to click on that bell so it'll notify you when I upload new videos, and please consider subscribing. I would love to have you part of the Camochica family. Hasta próxima, amigos. Until next time. Bye-bye.